Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule for a very, very important call today. You were probably invited by Miss Carnelia Shaw or Mr. Cliff Miller Wilson, and they have, probably shared with you that there's some important information you need to hear about because they care about you and really want to make sure you're informed about a new technology that has come out that is literally changing people's lives. So my name is Verdita Monk. I'm going to be your host for this evening. I'm going to be your presenter. And let me just tell you why I am here. I was informed about this technology a few months ago by a dear friend of ours. And because of our respect for him and knowing that he was a very business-minded person, I knew that he would not be wasting his time sharing something with us unless it was important. And so he was talking about this patch that you're going to be hearing about momentarily. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see a visual of what I'm talking about. He was telling us about a patch. This patch is supposed to do so many wonderful things. And he invited us to a call like you're on right now. And we just, out of curiosity, decided to put the patch on. And what we found out and what we experienced the very first day was my husband, who had been experiencing chronic snoring for over 10 years. I noticed the first night that the room was silent. And the reason it was silent, I didn't know at first, but it was because he was wearing this patch. So for 2 days in a row, he was not snoring. And do you know that was November 11th of 2022? I have not heard him snoring since. And of course, that is, to me, a miracle in itself. Secondly, I was able to sleep well because I couldn't sleep because of his snoring. But many other things like mental clarity, all those types of things we noticed. You're about to hear on this call some things that are just phenomenal, just amazing. They're going to come off as miracles to you. I just really want you to please take, pay attention, because the person invited you didn't do this just to be, wasting your time. They're doing this because they want you to hear about something that can probably change your life, possibly people in your family. This is something that has touched me in such a significant way that I want to tell everybody I know. And I know you will at the end of this call. So let's get started. Again, my name is Verdita Monk. I'm out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. So the big question for the evening is, have you been patched? Well, you see on this picture right here, a lady that has put a little round patch. It's about the size of a quarter on her arm, just to give you an idea how small it is. But this is the patch we're referring to. It's something that you're going to wear every single day. And so what I'm going to do is just tell you a little bit about this patch, if I can get to my next screen. Okay, why is this patch important? Well, as you can see by the screen, that hundreds of millions of people are experiencing symptoms of aging. I don't care if it's, stuff like dementia or low energy or just arthritis. You hear about older people talking about those kinds of things, don't you? Well, our body is made of all kinds of, millions of stem cells. But by the time we're age 30, did you realize that half of our stem cells are gone? They're inactive. And this is when we, in our 30s is probably when we start noticing different things, right? And then by the time we get to be age 60, all of them are gone. I mean, almost all of them are gone. And that is why we start, really experiencing the symptoms of aging. So by the time you're age 60, all of them are gone. And that's why this stem cell patch is important. Now, many people have heard about stem cell activation, but let me just tell you, most people know about stem cell activation when it comes to injections, like getting something injected into your body. Injection may cost you $5,000, may cost you $10,000, maybe $20 or $25 or $50,000. Many times they don't work. Many times they cause other problems. And why would you be willing to risk that type of money when you're not even sure if it's going to work? And guess what? Your insurance is not going to cover it. This is why this stem cell patch is so important. But so it's becoming more popular. And how it works is this. First of all, let me just tell you something about our bodies. We have something in our bodies called, let me go back because my screen is messing up. I'm sorry, you guys, people are signing in and I'm trying to admit them. And it's kind of distracting me. So the holy grail of anti-aging is something called GHKCU, copper peptides for short. Many people know about this because as we get older, we want to get certain kinds of skin creams that are where we have copper peptides in them. They're high-end skin creams, gets rid of wrinkles and things like that. So what happens with this patch in the very, very center of the patch, as you can see in the corner, is something called organic nanocrystals. These are nothing but salts and things like that that are made in a lab, and they're reduced to the size of nanocrystals, which is nothing but really, really tiny crystals. Well, crystals in our body, these crystals are going to reflect off of the light of our body. Fine. The crystals in our body, the crystals in this patch are reflected off the light of our body. Our bodies are light beings. And when we are when our body is the warmth of our body, the light of our body, they're reflected off of these copper peptides, right? And then when they reflect off the copper peptides, they activate these copper peptides, which in fact reactivate our stem cells. Why is this important? Because they said it could never be done. It could never be done. It's a phenomenon. This is what I told you, that you're going to hear about something phenomenal, right? It was said by scientists that no one could ever come up with a way for us to reactivate our own stem cells. They can only be done by injections. Well, I got news for you. Listen, the name of our company is called LifeWave, and it's a 19-year-old company, but for the first 19 years, the company was doing 20 million a year. And then in the last couple of years, it grew to over 280 million. And now it has exploded because it's so amazing. It is it's spread over 75 countries. And this is how fast this company is growing. Here is the scientist and the inventor of this patch, Mr. David Schmidt. He is nothing less than a genius. He's the CEO and inventor of the X39. Let me tell you something about this man. He was personally commissioned by the federal government because there was a project going on with these Navy SEALs where there was this new submarine. This is over 20 years ago. This new submarine was coming out, and the Navy SEALs needed to be energetic and alert and all this. So they asked Mr. Schmidt to actually create something to assist with their energy level. He created his very first patch. Took him 3 years to do it, and we still have that patch. But as a result of all these years of research and everything, 3 years ago, he came up with the X39. This is his masterpiece, and it has become such a phenomenal. And once again, you're going to hear more about those in a few minutes. But he's a 2-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame. And this technology is patented. So you don't have to worry about any other company out there marketing this product. We are the sole owner of this technology. I would say it is patented for the next 18 years. It was patented back in 2020, so next 17 years rather. So all the way for 2040, we will be the sole company, the only company that can market this technology. Now, I want to tell you how you're going to wear the patch. You're going to wear it 12 hours on and 12 hours off. You're not going to wear one patch all month long. You one patch per day, take it off after 12 hours so that your body can repair and rejuvenate. And then the next day you put another patch on, same time. Say if it's 8 o'clock in the morning, you come back at 8 o'clock in the morning and do the same thing. Then you throw the patch away. You put a new patch on and repeat the process. It's very simple. You don't have to take any kind of medications or anything like that. Here's the key though. You want to drink plenty of water because your body may, I use the word may because everybody's body's different. Your body may start detoxing. You may start, you may get a headache or you may get diarrhea. We don't know, about 10% of the population experiences that because the patch is working through your body so that your body can heal itself. And the reason our body, is in the state it's in so many times is because we got so many toxins in there. So let the patch do what it needs to do, but you want to drink plenty of water so that it can flush those toxins out. Here are some of the things that you may experience when you wear these patches. You may experience rapid pain relief. You're going to hear about some of those kind of experiences on the call today. Reduced inflammation. Do you realize that most illnesses are caused by inflammation, some form of inflammation in the body? Supports wound healing, energy and vitality, and mental clarity. Those are the two. Energy and vitality and mental clarity, the two that I can personally say that I experience on a daily basis. Enhances sports performance, faster recovery from exercise, and improved skin appearance. You're looking at a chart that just reflects, this is a map that reflects something that happened with a 77-year-old woman. This first session, this picture right here reflects what her brain looked like in her first session. The orange section reflects all the inflammation that was in her brain. But the second session, look, most of the inflammation is gone just that quick. And then in the third session, almost all of the inflammation and all the different things are going on in her brain have disappeared. So this is what is going on with our brain, because see, this patch is going to be sending a signal to our brain and therefore trigger other things that happen in our body. Now, let me just say this is what's really significant and really important to me. There were 80 case studies done on this. This is not something that somebody created and just said, oh, I'm gonna put this on the market. No, it took 10 years. I'm talking about different doctors all over the world in all kinds of countries were involved in these case studies. And here's what resulted from this 10-year series of case studies. The first few days, people's genes began to reset. Over 4,000 genes began to reset. Within 6 weeks, the brain became balanced. It decreased symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, and depression. I know people personally that have experienced the symptoms of PTSD going away. Within 3 months, your collagen begins to increase. Your wrinkles begin to increase. Your hair grows in all kinds of things, such as your structural integrity of your skeletal and muscular system. Now, I know personally, I've been wearing this patch since November, and I noticed some significant changes. But people who don't see me often definitely want to know, what are you doing to your skin? Because it looks like you're getting younger. And so it makes me feel so good to know that I can say that I've worn this patch. 3 months after you start wearing the patch, that's what you may experience. Within 6 months, your heart begins to reverse in age. In a recent study, over 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years after just 6 months of using the patch. Now, very shortly, in just a few minutes, I'm going to introduce you to someone who has a testimony that will bring this to life. Look what I'm saying here. Your heart begins to reverse in age. How many people do you know they have heart conditions, whether it's from a stroke or just high blood pressure, whatever, all that's related to our heart, right? So now, the founder, David Schmidt, said, this is not anti-aging, it is age reversing. I want you to take a breath and understand what you really have your hands on, people. This is very serious. Now, this website, again, startx39.com, is going to have this case studies. It's going to have doctors' reviews. It's going to have testimonials and all kinds of information that you would want to, take your time to read about or listen to some of the videos on that site to get more information, because there's no way we can cover all of this today on this call. Now, I told you earlier about, wound healing. Look at this lady with the scar on her face. Look, within 21 days, how this scar has almost completely gone away. That is unbelievable. 21 days. This lady's skin over a period of a year, her eyes started lifting, her eyebrows started lifting, her skin started lifting, the tone of her skin started looking better. Look at the hair growth on this gentleman right here. This is what, just a visual of what I'm referring to when I say that this patch is working wonders. So now I'm really excited, because what I'm about to do now is this is the most important and exciting part of this call, because I want to introduce you to some people who can share what in real time what this patch has done for them. So the first person I want to introduce you to, I mentioned him earlier. He has had an issue with diabetes and all this kind of stuff with his heart. But Mr. Jeffrey Payton, I am so excited to bring him up on this call because I talk about him all the time, but I'm going to let him tell you his testimony for himself, exactly what this patch has done for him. Mr. Payton, you got the floor. Thank you for joining us today.
Awesome presentation, Verdita. You are always incredible, and I'm one of your biggest fans in regards to this presentation and in life. It's a pleasure, first of all, an honor to share my testimony today. 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And as you know, diabetes is a very dangerous disease. In fact, I was prescribed with 4 insulin injections each day. My glucose numbers would spike over 300. As a matter of fact, I was just checking my glucose numbers a moment ago. And if you can see this right here, it's at 151. And I just ate, so the patch is doing its work. In the meantime, I had suffered with this problem for a little over 10 years, and it caused a deterioration to take place in my body, leading to a stroke. And I had complete left side paralysis. So this left side, where my heart is located, all the way down to my toes, was completely paralyzed, leaving me with what the doctors know as an injection fracture of only 15%. So in essence, my heart rate or my heart function was only operating at 15%. Now, I was in the hospital for a little short of a month, and the doctors wouldn't let me leave without a pacemaker. And they told me that in wearing a pacemaker, it was going to increase my injection fracture or increase my heart rate to 45%. And it did that and stayed right there for about a year, which led to a kind of a depression for me because I'm an active person. I'm used to being busy. I work hard. I got a family that I take care of and I love. But that 45% bothered me, and I never could get it together or couldn't go beyond that because the doctors called it a plateau. So prior to fast forward, better yet, to Thanksgiving of 2022, I was introduced to the patch, and at that point, I visited my cardiologist maybe 2 or 3 weeks before being introduced to the patch. And my injection fracture was still at 45%. So I went through the entire week of Thanksgiving wearing the patch by the person that introduced it to me. His name is Rich Stewart. And my numbers went within range. Now, prior to that, I had been spiking at 300 and above. So when I put the patch on, an hour later, my numbers literally went within range, and my range happens to be 75 on a low and 250 on a high. So, I was really not sure whether the patch was working or not, but I followed the instructions. I wore 12 hours on, 12 hours off for 3 days in succession. Then I realized I had a eureka moment, and that patch was actually working on my glucose numbers. I had a big meal on Thanksgiving Day, just ate everything. That was a gluttonous time for me. And my glucose numbers went down to 122 after having that meal. Now, I was supposed to check my glucose before the meal, but I forgot, got excited, had the meal. Then I checked my numbers and it was 122. I didn't have to have an injection. I was excited about that. So I purchased patches right away and started wearing them on a regular. 6 weeks after, because the doctor, my cardiologist had me on 6-week interval visits to his office. In the meantime, I go to his office. He did an EKG that morning. I waited for my results in the examining room, and he normally sends the nurse in to tell me what the results were. This particular time, he came into the office himself with the paperwork in his hand. He said, "Jeff, I got some really good news for you." I said, "Well, what is it?" He said, "Well, your injection fraction has gone up." He said it went from 45% heart rate function to 60% heart rate function. And I was like, wow, that's great. So he explained to me and translated what 60% of the heart rate function means. That means that it's actually, my heart is actually functioning to this day at 100% functionality. That means that I have a pacemaker and a defibrillator, but my heart is actually pumping without the help of a pacemaker jolt or a defibrillator bump up. That being said, you know, this patch, that little patch has given me life and life more abundantly. So I'm excited about that. The doctor prescribed my next visit in February of 2024. So, you know, if you haven't patched up, patch up, because this patch can literally save your life.
Wow, Jeffrey, I'm telling you, every time I hear your testimony, oh my God, it almost brings tears to my eyes because of the way it has changed your life. And I know it, if anybody on this call doesn't get it after that, I mean, I mean, first of all, you were going to see a cardiologist every 6 weeks. And you
Correct.
just told me, now this was about 2 months ago when last, well, how long ago was it when he told you to come back in 2024?
My last visit to the cardiologist was 2 months ago. My
Okay.
next visit to the cardiologist will be in February of 2024. That's how well my heart rate is functioning.
Wow. So do you see how significant that is? Here he was going to the cardiologist every 6 weeks, and now the cardiologist say, come a year from now. That, oh my God. I mean, and then your glucose numbers, you were given 4 injections per day. Your numbers
Right.
in the high 300s, and now you're only,
I'm
their
only,
numbers in the
I'm
like
only,
150
I'm only injecting as needed. And if you
as needed.
saw, I just finished eating, and I wanted to show you that glucose monitor because I'm well within range, you know, the 75 to 250. So, you know, life is getting much better.
Wow. You really got your life back. And I know that you said you had to go through therapy, everything just to learn how to talk, how to walk. So you all are listening to a real life miracle. And I want to
Right.
say that this is what's so interesting and exciting about this is that the patch didn't heal him. The patch is just a process called photobiomodulation. It reflected off the heat and the light of his body, which allowed his body to heal itself the way God designed it to do. So thank you so much, Jeffrey, for inspiring all of us with your testimony, and keep feeling good. That's all I can say.
Well, I'm
All
going to tell
right.
everybody I know about this, and thank you, Vernita, for allowing
Keep
me
doing
to
it.
share.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much, Jeffrey. All right. We've got more, you guys. We've got some more exciting testimonies on here because I always say the testimony is the star of the show. The next person I want to bring up is Miss Marilyn Brooks. Marilyn really is the key leader of this team that has brought these people together to do this call today. And she's out of Dallas, Texas. Miss Marilyn Brooks, could you please come on? And you have such a phenomenal testimony. I know it's going to touch someone.
Hello, everyone. Can you? I'm trying to.
I can hear you, and you can just share your video if you can. Can you unmute yourself, Marilyn? Because we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm trying to share my video.
You were just doing it. You were just doing it.
Okay, can you see me now?
We can see you. We can see you.
Wonderful, wonderful. But I can't see myself. Hello, everyone. Medina, I just want to say to you, thank you. We appreciate you wholeheartedly. I tell you, you're always available with such high spirit to help out the team and just give yourself 100%. Thank you very much. I'm so glad for everyone on this call. I hope that you are getting so much out of this. There's so much to be shared with you. And I want to say to Mr. Jeffrey Payton, that is a outstanding testimony. I'm so happy that you've gone from a 75 to 250 range with the health of your heart. And I know it's just going to get better and better for you. I also have a great testimony I want to share with each and every one of you. I, for many, many years, have suffered from chronic back issues. I tell you, from my early 20s, I was suffering because I was going to a chiropractor at least, well, recently I was going at least twice a week, and a physical therapist also. But after I started using my wonderful, incredible patch, the X39 patch that you guys have not been patched yet, you want to get patched immediately. But this patch has really changed and transformed my life, because I could not sleep on my back for years. I would have to sleep very carefully on my side. But you know how that can be when you're sleeping through the night in a deep sleep. Before you know it, you are turning here and turning there. And so sometimes that would happen through the night, and I'll wake up the next morning, I could barely move. And I was so afraid to move too abruptly because I could get a very bad muscle spasm in my back. Now, if you had a muscle spasm in your calf, you certainly understand how I must have felt. But after wearing this patch for just only 1 week, my life's changed. I am so happy to say that I no longer have to go to the chiropractor. They no longer receive my money. Of course, they have called, wondered where was I, and I gladly share with them that I have been using this wonderful patch, that I am not having any back issues. So that is my story. I'm so happy that I was introduced to this wonderful X39 patch. Back to you, Vidita.
Wow, Marilyn, I know there's a lot of people out here that have back issues, so I know they're going to be able to relate. And I mean, to be able not to sleep because of the pain in your back, I mean, that is, sometimes you just can't sleep just because you can't sleep, period. But to have pain in addition to that. So I told you all, thank you so much, Marilyn. I told you all, you are going to hear some pain testimonies on this call. I mean, literally, we can go on and on. But next person I want to bring on the call is a young lady named Doslyn Baker Williams. Doslyn, are you there? If so, could you unmute yourself and start your video? And Marilyn, you can stop your video and mute yourself.
Start the video.
Hello
Good
there,
afternoon.
Is this Doslyn?
Doslyn, yes.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me. Yes, my sister had asked me to come on and just give a brief testimony as far as what's going on with my dad. He's had 3 strokes, I believe, in a matter of a year and a half. He's 84 years old. He's not your average 84-year-old, so I already knew that, after having his strokes, that he'd be able to bounce back. But that second one did a lot of damage. Actually, the first one he had in November 2021 took his voice, and he didn't talk for a long time or even being able to say anything. And I always, for the last 6 months, I would always ask him, Dad, what you want for lunch? What do you want for lunch? Well, 2 weeks ago was the first time that he actually was able to tell me what he wanted for lunch without me having to give him options. Usually I'd be like, you want pizza, you want hamburgers, you want fish. But this day he said, pizza. And I said, whoa, wait a minute, what you want? He said, pizza. Well, he had only been wearing the patch for about 2 days at that time, because he'd have it on for about 12 hours. I'd take it off and then, replace it for another 12 hours. I don't even know what to say or think right now, because here lately he's been saying more words. last night he told me he wanted some watermelon because we had bought a watermelon from the country, ice cream, he's potato chips. I mean, he's saying words that I have not heard him say in almost a year. So, like I said, I don't even know what to say. It is amazing. And I'm optimistic, and I'm here for it. I want to see, like, what else? I'm even wearing the patch. So yeah, I'm here for it.
Of course, you know, excuse me. Thank you so much, Dosman, for coming on and sharing that powerful testimony. You guys, I told you that you would hear some things that were not on that page that I showed you. We don't know what the patch is going to do. It's very intelligent. It does what it needs to do. It figures out what the body needs. So don't you even try to figure it out. We don't ever know what's going to happen. Thank you so much, Dosman. You can stop your video and
All right.
and your microphone, and we appreciate you coming on the call. All right. So what I'm going to do is get back to the PowerPoint because we're going to finish up. As I told you, you know, I told you at the beginning, you're going to be really, really impressed with these testimonies. And I know if you were like me, when I got off a call like this, first thing I want to know is how can I get some of those patches? Because not only did I want to use them for myself, but I knew plenty of people that needed this patch, because how can you hear these types of things happening to people and not say, I know people that need this, whose life needs to be enhanced in some type of way. There are several ways you can get this patch. You're looking at a chart, at an application right here that someone can literally text over to you, and it'll kind of explain, you know, all your personal information you need, like your name, address, phone number. You're going to get a free website where you can create your own password and stuff like that. But more importantly, you're going to see the pricing. So if you're the kind of person that says, listen, I just want to try a 30-day supply of that patch, we call that a bronze package. That's $124.95, but that does include a $25 starter kit. If you were to become a customer, which I just would rather see you consider the bronze patch than a customer, you're going to pay another $25. You're going to pay $150 for the same product. So why not do the bronze package and pay the $124.95? Better yet, if you're married, or if you have, like, I know Carnelia, which is Dosman's sister, told her about this, and she gave her and her father some patches, but that's because Carnelia got a bigger package. If you get a silver package or above, now you have extra patches. There's 30, and they call it a sleeve. It's like a 30-day supply, and it comes in a beautiful packaging like this. We call that a sleeve. 30 patches within that sleeve. Now you have enough you can share with other people. So for 3 sleeves, you'd pay $99 a sleeve. So you're really saving money because you're not paying the starter kit. But then if you're the kind of person that would love to earn money, because there's a compensation plan attached to this, no requirements, no commitment, it's optional. It's up to you, because I guarantee you, you're going to get off this phone and you're going to call some people and say, oh my God, you know that mom, you know, she has that heart condition. I found something that might help her. You're going to get off the phone and call your sister. You're going to call your cousin. You're going to call your dad, somebody. And guess what? If they buy the patches, why not make money? I'm going to show you how to make money in a minute. But that's $4.99 if you get a package higher than the silver for 5.5 sleeves. So now you're paying the same price per sleeve, but you're getting another half a sleeve free for $4.99. And this is the level where when you do earn money, the company allows you to get paid on access all the ways of pay that our company offers. Whereas the platinum package, it just means you're saving money. See, in other words, we're not paying for some membership. We're paying for the actual product itself. So now you're paying $84 a sleeve with the platinum package. And then for the same thing with the diamond package, $84. Let me tell you the difference between the platinum though and the diamond, because the diamond package, even though you're still paying the same amount per sleeve as the platinum package, the diamond package, you're getting 3 extra sleeves. In other words, you pay $1,600. Now you're getting another free sleeves because you get 19 sleeves. That's really a $1,900 value. Also, let's say I know a lady that's on the phone right now that came in with the diamond package. When you come in with a diamond, when someone comes in with a diamond package, you make $500 if you're a diamond. If you're not a diamond yourself, you make $200, and the difference of $300 rolls up to somebody above you who is a diamond. Keep in mind, there's no pressure, because if you, you can always upgrade. Let's say if you come in as a gold, you can always upgrade to a platinum or diamond. It's up to you. But the reason my husband and I did the diamond was not because of that money that I just told you about. It was because we made a list. See, we weren't looking at it for the money. We looked at it for who can we help. We made every one of the people that are on this call that I know personally, I sent them patches. Okay, I sent them like 5 patches per person. If they're married, we sent them 10 because we wanted to see their lives change. So I could not do that if I have a silver package, because I know a lot of people. Guess what? Within that first week, 3 people decided to do the diamond package just like us. And therefore, that was you made $500 per person, pretty much made our money back the first month, actually the first week. And then we still had enough for ourselves to use for 6 months. So, I mean, not really 6 months, 3 months, because it's 2 of us. We each need a sleeve ourselves. But I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more on these packages so that you can kind of have an idea why these packages cost. You're only paying for product. You're not paying for, the only time you're paying for a kit is here at the bronze package. That's only $25. Everything else, you're just paying for the sleeve. Let me tell you another quick thing about this. The founder, Mr. David Schmidt, is such a generous man. He's a Christian man. He wants this to reach people all over the world. These patches should be $400 per 30-day sleeve. Do you understand how expensive they really could be? What we could really charge for these? But he wanted to make it cost effective for the average person. So most people can afford $99 a month. Okay. And with the testimonies you heard earlier today, you're not going to really care about that. So let's ask you this question. What's important in your life? Is it family? You know, all of us, I guarantee you, family is probably one of the most important things on each person's list. Time freedom just to be able to do the things you want to do when you want to do it. We just got back on a family vacation in Florida. That's because we have the time freedom that we need. But security, you know, when you get ready to retire, you need security. Now, Social Security is not even guaranteed. Being able to travel, have better health, and less debt. Now, let me say this. None of these things on this list would exist unless you have the money to make it happen. This is why, you know, we're not saying money is everything, but money is right up there with, you know, air. You got to have it to live, right? So we're going to show you how you can earn money with this. But before I do that, what I want to do is I want to invite a couple of people on this call. You probably were invited to this call by one of these people. And let me see if I can stop my share, because I want to invite on the call Miss Carnelia Shaw. She may have invited you to this call. Miss Shaw, would you please come on this call and tell your guest and everybody else on the call why you're so excited about the X39, what it means to you, and what your vision is for what you want to do with this. You can unmute yourself and share your video. Carnelia, can you unmute yourself? I see her on the call, but I don't see. Let me see if I can. Carnelia, can you unmute yourself?
Hello.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh, there it
Share your
goes.
video? Can you share your video?
Thank God. There it goes.
There you go.
Hello. Good
Hi
afternoon,
there.
everybody. Hello. Yes, so I am really excited about it as well. I mean, you heard my sister, and I did not know that that was going to happen. Of course, I have no way of knowing what's going to happen with these patches. All I know is it's been incredible for me. My friend Merlin that you heard, I spoke with her one day, and she was like, Carnelia, hey, how are you? And I was just really dragging, and I was like, oh, Merlin, migraines are just taking me out. And she was like, "Oh, Carnelia," she said, "I've got something I want to share with you." And she said, "I think it'll help." And I was like, "Okay." And she says, "I'm going to send it to you." I said, "Can you send it to me now?" And so she says, "Well, it's in the mail." Anyway, I got it, and I put the patch on, and wow, it has made such an incredible difference. And mind you, before I got the patch, I was taking migraine medicines to help me with the migraine, but I was reluctant about taking the migraine medicine because it makes me nauseous. Well, the migraines make me nauseous, and then the medicine made me nauseous as well. So I don't take the medicine. I try to wait as long as I can before I take it. Well, needless to say that I'm not having to take the migraine medicine because the patch is, I haven't had a migraine and since I started patching. So it's made an incredible difference with me. It's improving my dad's speech, where that is just phenomenal. And I'm just so super excited about it. I just pray that this patch, for all of those that have it, for the ones that want it, that need it, hey, reach out to me. I'll reach out to you and let you know. And hey, just keep patching. It's incredible. It really is. Back to you, Vernita.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing, Cornelia. And it was so great meeting you when we were in Dallas a few weeks ago. It was great meeting you. Didn't I meet you in Dallas?
No,
I thought I
no, I'm
did.
in California.
Oh, well, I guess I got you mixed up with someone else then. Sorry about that. All
That's
right.
okay. That's
Well,
okay.
either
Noah's
way,
got
I've
a
seen
thousand
your,
friends. So
yeah, I may have seen you on us. I don't know where I saw you, but I do remember seeing your face. But anyway, I'm so glad this is working for you. Thank you so much for sharing. And then I know you shared this with a friend of yours, Cliff. I'm trying to find Cliff on the line. Cliff, if you're on the line, Cliff Wilson, can you come on and unmute yourself and share your video? Marilyn, do you see Cliff on the line? I don't see his name unless he's on I really wanted Cliff to
Calling
say,
him now, Nikita.
okay. So in the meantime, you guys, let me, while Cliff is coming, I'm gonna get back to the Zoom, and if he comes on, we'll, but I don't want to hold you all up. So let me move on to the next slide. But I want you to know, if you're considering this, I mean, if you would love to, let me stop this. If you would like to consider this as an opportunity, you know, when you're talking about business, my husband and I are entrepreneurs. And so you have to be very wise in making decisions, but there is nothing to think about, in my opinion, regarding this, because the stem cell industry is becoming more and more popular. I don't care if you're an athlete, whether you're an actor, you know, celebrities, they're all over this. Many physicians, this company is dominated with the physicians, but most physicians were used to injections, and they're relieved to know that they have an option now that does not affect your body in a negative way, just like Carnelia was saying, you know, like the migraine medication. So this is non-invasive. It's not, nothing is going into our bodies. And so this is why this is so popular, because it's nothing that can really hurt you. First of all, let me stop. Marilyn, did you find out whether or not Chris is on the line? I mean, Cliff is on the line? Okay, she's muted now. But so
No,
once again,
I tried to get him on the phone. This answer machine came on. I don't know
okay,
if he's having
all
some
right.
problems or what.
All right, we may not be able to hear him. He may be on. I know he's having some technical difficulties, but you will hear from Cliff after this call. So people are realizing the importance of healthy stem cells. The industry is expected to explode, you guys. Right now, it's around $200 million, but very quickly, within just the next few years, it's expected to explode to over $300 billion. So you're at the right place at the right time. In my opinion, the right product. X39 is it. Now, here's how we get paid. There's a lot of different ways. Every time someone purchases one of the packages that you heard about, I showed you, you get paid, you get compensated. But every time you enroll someone in this compensation plan, they will fall either on a left side, which is called your left team, or a right side, which is called your right team. Let's say Carnelia enrolled Cliff into this project, and Cliff fell on her left team. And then Cliff enroll someone named Marjorie who fell on his left team. Now, Cliff is going to have someone on his right as well. But everybody that falls on this left side, if you're the first person that falls under Carnelia, you're going to benefit from all the efforts of her and everybody else that she enrolls because you came first. If you're the second person, that's a good start as well. But the people that fall on the right, same thing. If you're the first one that falls on her right, you will benefit from all the efforts of Carnelia. You may see people that myself, I may enroll someone that falls under you, but the higher it's called first movers advantage. The higher you fall in this binary compensation plan, the more you're going to benefit. So timing and positioning is very, very important. Now, the team commission, this team commission will allow you to earn up to $25,000 per week. And trust me, you know, my husband and I have been in this industry for a very, very long time. I've never seen a situation where the product is creating so much momentum that it's generating some significant money. Trust me, this $25,000 per week in the binary is realistic. You will get there if you just hang on. And so this is to infinity. You're paid to infinity, but you're limited $25,000 per week. Now, let me tell you what is unlimited. The number of people you refer this to, you can refer this to 5 people. You can refer this to 100 people. You can refer this to 1,000 people. All those people that you refer, you're going to earn 25% every single time they make money in that binary that I just told you about. Okay. And then the people that they enroll will fall on your second level and you'll get 20% of what they earn. So let's say if this person earns $1,000 this week in a binary, you make $250. The company does not take it from the money they earn. The company just gives you 25% on top of what they earn. Then the people that fall on your second level, let's see that if this person enrolls someone, let's say they made $1,000 this week, you'll make $200, 20%. And if they enroll someone, that's 20% of what they earn as well. So these mat is no limit on all the people that you enroll and they enroll or whatever, but you're going to get, so this is unlimited. You guys, this is I'm telling you, this is the secret sauce. It is generating a lot of money and people are really excited. We have all kinds of tools to assist you. You may want to consider ordering some of these envelopes that will allow you to put some instructions with the patches in the mail to people you know. And then if you want to know more about our comp plan, you can go to a website called build331.com. It will explain everything you need to know about how to earn money with this. And I just want to say this, I am really, really excited for your future because I know what's about to happen to you. Your life is going to be changed. I see Mr. Cliff showing up on the Zoom. Hi, Cliff, we almost missed you, but thank you so much for coming on. And if you're unmuted, go ahead and share with everybody, you know, what your vision is for this and why you're so excited. And I do not hear you, Cliff. Can you unmute yourself? All the way to the left, bottom letter. I see that your mic is on, but I don't hear you. Now you're muted. Try it again. Can you say something? Your microphone. Okay. Okay. Let me make sure that it's not me. Let me make sure it's not me, y'all. It's not me. Does anybody else hear him? Marilyn, do you hear him?
No, I don't hear him. He just texted me and said that he was ready. I was hoping that he was ready.
He's muted again. So Cliff, I hate that you could not come on, and I see your lips moving, but we cannot hear you. I don't know.
Ask him to turn his laptop volume up.
Cliff, if you go all the way to the right at the bottom, you'll see something that looks like a microphone, not a microphone, but what is it? It's the next to the last bar, and it says speaker audio.
We can see him, but we can't hear him.
Okay, well, I apologize, everyone, but I tell you what, Cliff is gonna reach out to you personally and let you know why he's so excited about this. We're gonna have to work with him on that computer thing, but he'll tell you why he's excited. Look out for Cliff's phone call because he is very excited about this and what it's doing for people. Cliff, thank you so much for putting this call together, you and Carnelia. This call is recorded and we will make sure that you get a copy of it. Thank you all so much for your time. Y'all have a good 4th of July and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Vidita. Have a good one.
You
Bye-bye.
all have a great evening.
Thank you, Vidita.